Hey kittens, it's Leah, and today I'm building a high-rise apartment, something that I've been envisioning for a long time. Now, if you would have noticed, I have this video on normal mode. That's because I wanted to show you guys how to customize your own high-rise apartment with cheats, etc., especially when you want to custom build, because some of the stuff that I had to learn on my own, and I figure while I'm doing this and building this myself and on my own, why not also give y'all the info? Like, why would I just hold this on my own to myself? And as you can see, I was just like trying to analyze this whole entire build and figure out what I wanted to do, and I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling. So first of all, let's start off with this. If you want to take out the windows, and you can't just actually delete it yourself, as you can see, you can't delete it, but if you can grab it though, but you cannot like use the hammer to delete the whole thing. So instead, without any cheats, you can grab it and put it to the delete file, and the windows would delete all together. You can delete them all using this way if you don't have any cheats yet, but with the cheats that I'm going to show you guys later on in a few moments, I will show you the cheats that I use that you can use to just do this if you don't want to take the time and just pick out the windows yourself. But I wanted to show you guys how to do it. With this, you can also extend your loft. When you see that you have roommates on the same floor as you in the Sims high-rise building, you can actually take away that opportunity by using these cheats and extend your loft, so now you don't have neighbors. I didn't want to have any neighbors, period. I wanted this high-rise loft to be all to myself, so I deleted all my neighbors. Okay, I said no, you're not, this is my floor, and I extended it. Now, I struggled with this. If you would have noticed, you struggle with deleting floors that are already there as well. I was unable to delete the floors that were there already without the cheat. I feel like when you're not using the cheat, there's only so much you can do. So yeah, you're unable to do a lot of things without it. And even if you customize it, it automatically reverts on what it's supposed to look like already, but that don't matter, because what you see is what matters. Okay, well, it don't matter what the outside looks like when you're done. So I am going to show you guys in a bit the cheats that I use. You definitely need testing cheats enabled true for every little thing. So I'm gonna hold y'all hand when I say this. If you don't use the first cheat first, the second one will not work. Alrighty now? So go ahead. Look right here. This is all you really need right now, okay? And live and weep. Use these cheats. Right here. The first one and the second one. And I'm gonna leave it up here, because if you watch other videos, they leave it up here for 2 seconds, okay? You fighting for your life to pause just on time. But no, not me. I love you guys. So I'm gonna leave it up here as long as possible, okay? Y'all can get it. If you need to pause it, if it's still a little too fast, you got enough time to pause. Yes, these are the cheats that I use for this build. I just want to let you guys know, okay? Now I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary in a bit. Alright, stay tuned. Alrighty, I am back! Welcome back to my next struggling build. Yes, I struggled really hard with this build, and as of lately, I've been struggling with all the ones I've uploaded. But somehow I managed to make them all look decent. Not perfect, but decent. But in my eyes, when I look at the after photos that I take and the snapshots, I'm like, yes! It looks pretty good. I wanted this to be another loft. I've been making lofts literally back to back, but this ended up not being a loft. I was gonna make that like the bathroom. I was gonna make this like a little corner, but I'm being honest, I didn't know what to do with it. And then I'm like, you know what, girl? Why did you delete this entire space? Right? To make space. To add more space. Now, I'm not gonna lie, with those little like fake windows that you see on the side, I had no idea to get rid of them. I didn't know what to do to get rid of them, so I basically kind of covered them. You can add Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, that threw me off. I've had to burp, but goodness. You could add paintings or mirrors or whatever to cover it, or you could just add a whole bookshelf. Then we won't even know if it's there. But as I was thinking of that, I was like, how do I extend this space? And I just kind of said, forget it. That's just as part of the art form. Now, with this build, I was trying to go for like a fun build. I wasn't trying to make anything serious or to make anything like modern. I wanted to go with a funky build. I don't know what to call this style, but I just call it a funky build, where, you know, it's kind of like a party house. Like, it's giving a little bit of retro vibes here and there, but I wanted a lot of pop of color. Like, I was like, you know what, let me just throw away the modern, you know, classy look for a second. And I decided, you know what, let me build a home for another man. I know, a man, yes, a man. And I was like, you know what, let me just build a house for him, so, you know, we can have his boys play and stuff like that. Like, let me make him an artist and have some sense of style, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, this inspiration came from a TikToker that I was watching. I forgot his name, that's unfortunate. But he does a lot of outfits. It's a black man. He does a lot of fits that, like, are challenges where people are like, oh, I bet you can't dress like this, or no man actually looks good in leather pants, and he actually like wears leather pants or styles it, it makes it look good. So yeah, I got the inspiration from him, because every time he does his videos, I'm looking at his house. I'm not a creeper, it's just right there. But, you know, I'm looking at his house and I'm looking at the background and all the designs he has. And I notice he has like a lot of like cool, funky backgrounds and like a lot of like interesting plushies. And, you know, he just showed off a Lafufu of a, what was that One Punch? I don't watch One Punch, but it's that one character that's not a human with the hat. Oh, not One Punch. Oh my god, One Piece. One Piece. Oh my god, don't cancel me. And I'm an anime lover. How dare I? I have watched One Punch, but I have not watched One Piece. That's just one anime I just refuse to watch because it is too long. And don't get me wrong, I did give it a try. And like 10 episodes in, I was still not that interested. Nothing in there like made me go, yes, I'm staying. Like, and then everybody's like, oh, just wait till you get episode 300. I'm like, if I gotta go that far for it to be good, then I'm not gonna watch it like you. So anyway, so I saw that he had that, and so like I took inspiration from his style, and I was like, you know what, I want to kind of like make his style into like a loft apartment. I can only imagine it in like a high-rise apartment. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this funky style with a little bit of like normalcy. And I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with what I want to do with upstairs, because like I said, I had a vision for it to be kind of like a loft area, but because of how things were going, it didn't turn out that way. So I was like, okay, let's just make this whole thing, because when I thought of that, I'm like, okay, well, where are the bathrooms gonna go? Right. So I had to put it upstairs. So yeah, we had to take the whole upstairs, but I ended up managing anyways. I was struggling with these stairs, but I'm like, thinking to myself, what other stairs will look decent? Yeah. So we get what we get, and we don't throw a fit. And you know what? His house is tacky anyway, so it don't matter that his stairs is a little tacky too. Okay? It don't matter. It's a tacky house. We're working with it. Don't judge me. And also, I struggled where I wanted to put this bed, and then I remembered like I wanted to. Ooh. Sorry, I'm just looking back out. I was like, that was a nice place to put the bed, but that's where I put it? No, I didn't put it there at all. I put it like kind of like diagonally. You're going to see later on where I ended up putting the bed, because I've been wanting to do that. And I was like, you know what? This gives me an excuse to do that and try to still make it look good. Because I want him to look at, I still wanted him to be able to look at like his, you know, his city and stuff like that. And I took some really cool pictures. I'm starting to like taking pictures at night, waiting till it's nighttime. Like, I build during the day and then I take pictures at night. Anyways, and I liked how it looked better at night. I try to take pictures during the day, but because this is such a funky build and there's so many like neons and colors and stuff like that, during the day it just doesn't justify. Like, it doesn't give the that it needs. You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just wait till nighttime so all the colors just pop with the city lights and all the buildings. Like, it's just gonna be chef's kiss, and I'm so glad I did because I liked how it turned out. And yeah, I was just adding stuff because I'm like, you know, I was like, you know what, I build a lot better when I have a vision of who's gonna live in this house versus I'm just building a house just because. If I have an idea of what type of person would live in this house, I don't know, for some reason I'm on game. Like, I'm like looking at the sim, or even if the sim doesn't exist, or like there's no one in this world that I can envision living in this house, so I gotta recreate it. Like, I'm like, I have a vision of who's gonna live here, and I'm going to go off based on that. Everybody has their own things. That's just one of my things. So like, I thought, okay, a man is going to live here. A man. Yes, I know, a man. And he's going to have like an artistic trait, like artistic vibe. Okay, I took inspiration from a man, and it should be that way. Like, okay, like I took inspiration from him, so I need to do him justice, okay? Even though I forgot his name. I'm sorry. But I really liked his style, and I thought it was very unique. I'm not gonna lie, I did struggle with the layout. I think at one point I did stop the video right here. Or not right here, but I ended up stopping the video to figure out the layout because I was literally about to pop a vein. Because I was like, how am I gonna make this look good? And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. I really was struggling, but I still ended up making it work and making it look decent. Now, the type of wallpaper, that part was gonna make me pop a vein. At one point, like I said, after like looking around, circling, looking around, trying to find something, I was just like, girl, you gotta move on somewhere. Like, this girl, like, I think at one point I gave up and just went back downstairs because I needed something to kind of like relieve my stress, because this was starting to stress me out, and playing the Sims shouldn't be stressing me out, but it was. And so I could not find the perfect wallpaper to like kind of give off that funky look but make the brick wall and this go together. Yeah, I couldn't do it, and so I decided to move on. And so I moved on to the bathroom, and I'm not gonna lie, the bathroom wasn't my favorite either. Like, I didn't have deep thought going into it what the bathroom was gonna look like because it was already in like a weird kind of angle and a build. So I just was like, you know what, as long as there's a toilet and a tub and a shower and a sink, I think my sim will be just fine. And then I was like, okay, I still gotta make it look like it's something. So I kind of just made it blue. Yeah, just blue. Like, I just was like, just like, I didn't have deep thought going into this, okay? And you know what, as an official interior decorator, because I got my certificates, thank you, I'm ashamed of myself. Like, when it comes to bathrooms or other areas of the rooms that I guess are not really like an area you really like, a common space that you stay in, my brain is like, what do you put in here? And then like I look at other like interior decorators, and they like bedazzle out their bathrooms. Like, their bathrooms make their bathrooms look like I want to just live in here. Like, and I'm over here like, you got a toilet, you know, some cool lights. Oh, look, another mirror. Like, I really tried to like give some type of like something to this, but I feel like I failed miserably. I could at least added a rug, but I thought it would just throw it off, so I didn't. And now that I'm looking back at it, I should have. But other than that, like, I was like, you know what? When something looks ugly, just throw something on it and try to make it look cute, you know? And that's exactly what I was doing here. I was just throwing whatever on here to try to make it all come together. And honestly, I started to like it when I started to do that. Kind of like my last video where I didn't like the layout, and I was like, well, let me work around it to see if I like it, and I can always switch it up. And every time I work around it, I end up liking the style, end up like doing justice to myself. So you know what? When in doubt, keep trying. You know, you might end up doing something great. So I ended up liking this, and I still want to keep the funky look, even though I was struggling, because I'm like, you know what, I like the colors here. I kind of want to keep it the way it is. But I told myself, no. He is an artiste, And you know, most artists are not normal. I would know. So I decided to make these shells red after I kind of figured out what I wanted to put on these shells. And I'm not gonna lie, I was just putting random stuff on here. There was stuff on here I wanted to put on, but it wouldn't fit on the shells. That's one thing I kind of don't like about Sims 3, because sometimes you want to put certain things on here and you just simply can't. Did I disappear again? Well, anyways, she'll be back in a second. But as I was saying, like, there she go. Welcome back. Where you been, girl? Anyways, so I wish I could have added more stuff on here, but unfortunately I couldn't. So I just did with the best I could, and also it was pretty hard trying to find something that kind of like was like unique and funky, and I honestly did not want to keep downloading more stuff on my computer to match that vibe, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm already holding my breath how slow she kind of running now, and I have a gaming laptop, so that should speak volumes. So I just said, you know what, we're just gonna make do what we already have in the game, and I'm gonna try to find the most I can. I found the skateboard, and most of these are custom builds. Some of these from by Debug, the cheat by Debug. If you know, you know. And I was trying to find things that were kind of unique, and I could not. So it is what it is. As you say, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. And so instead of throwing a fit, I try to make it work. So as you see, I kind of leaned into the red here because like it was a lot of red undertones, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go with more of a red vibe. Maybe he likes the color red. I don't know. This sim doesn't even exist. But in my mind, he did. And I had to also remember to put in light in the room. So like, I don't know if you might notice, like I start like going like from daytime to nighttime, switching to daytime to nighttime. And oh my gosh, I struggled with this tub because I'm like, what do I do to make this tub unique? And I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to give it something to like make it pop, but I could not. Like, so I decided to just put Nears in there because he's a freak. So you know, you like to look at yourself, okay? What's wrong with trying to look at yourself? But I couldn't think of anything else to put in this bathroom to make it pop. Like, what weird things that I might have. Maybe this plant, maybe this. And I'm just like, okay, what if he's just not in the bathroom? That don't mean that he's dirty. He's just not in the bathroom. So I just went back to the, you know, going downstairs. I decided to put this pool table here. I could have put a dining table, but I can't imagine him having an actual dining table. I feel like he would just, you know, he just likes to party and have fun. So I just decided not to. And plus, it's just him. You know, like, that don't mean I don't put dining tables like from other single households, but I just could not envision it. I just envisioned him having like a lot of fun and parties here, inviting his friends, yada yada yada. So I put this like pool table here, which honestly does not have enough space for the Sims to play, but it's for the looks, okay? So we're not here for like how manageable it can be, you know? Maybe he can eat on the pool table. Why are we judging him? So yeah, I ended up turning the lights off because I needed to see what I'm doing. I needed to look at what is going on and put some lights in here. And honestly, it's not my best builds, but I do like it. I do like how it ended up. I did like how it turned out. I like the colors. I like it when I could do builds where I'm not thinking much about it and I'm just, you know, experiencing with a lot of color. That's where I feel like I have my most fun. So yeah. And this video is about to come to an end, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope that the beginning of the video was very helpful for your builds, and maybe I build another high-rise apartment that is just more normal and not like party vibes. Maybe I'll do one where like you can do family and stuff like that. We'll see how that goes. And my family is starting to get loud, as you might hear them in the background, so I'm gonna have to just end this recording early because I am a black person living in a black household. Inside voices is not a thing. We use outside voices everywhere. So yeah, so I'm gonna end this video here, and thank you guys and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.